Welcome back into the Sporting News studio, everybody. I'm Stephen Levine, joined via telephone by Sporting News college basketball writer Ryan Fagan, getting ready to preview the 11-6 matchup in the Midwest thanks to the UPS Team Performance Index. We now know that St. Mary's College will be taking on Memphis. St. Mary's winning their first tournament game since 2010 when they made the Sweet 16. Now, on paper, Ryan, if you look at the TPI numbers, this seems to be a pretty good matchup. St. Mary's has the advantage in offense and rebounding, and Memphis has the advantage in defense and ball handling. This is a pretty good 11-6 matchup, isn't it?
I think this is going to be a fascinating game. I think that you look at the way Matthew Dellavedova played for St. Mary's in the win against Middle Tennessee. He pretty much did whatever he wanted to. And this was a Middle Tennessee defensive game plan that was set up to stop him, because it's no secret that Dellavedova is the best player on St. Mary's, and he still did whatever he wanted to. And he finished with 22 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, was 5 of 7 from the three-point line. This is a guy that is so experienced. He's a senior there. He's played with the Australian Olympic squad. He understands the moment. He's not afraid of the moment, and that was the difference. You came out and you saw Middle Tennessee. They played a little bit tight. Marcos Knight, their best player, was in foul trouble a little bit in the first half, and that kind of threw the Blue Raiders off a little bit. But this is a very good St. Mary's team that is going to give Memphis all kinds of fits.
All right, well, how do they match up against Memphis? What is the key to, they are the underdog at 11 seed versus a 6 seed. What is the key for St. Mary's to get the better of Memphis?
Well, I think the point guard matchup is going to be fascinating between Dellavedova and Joe Jackson from Memphis. Now, they're not anywhere near the similar players. Dellavedova is a bigger guy, 6'4", a stronger guy. Joe Jackson is a smaller guy, but he's incredibly quick. And when he's playing well, he can really control the tempo of a game. I think whichever point guard plays better is going to give their team a better chance to win this one. And,
of course, Memphis is a 30-game winner. They're not here by accident. They are the favorite in this game. What do they have to do to make sure they don't suffer the upset?
And Memphis has to make sure that they're ready for the moment. This is a Memphis team that won 30 games, but it's a pretty thin resume. They only have one win this year against an RPI top 50 team. Well, I should say they've only beaten one RPI top 50 team. They beat Southern Miss 3 times this year. But aside from that, they haven't played very well outside of Conference USA against solid teams. And I think this is St. Mary's is a team Memphis hasn't seen a team that's this good in 2013. I really believe that. They haven't seen a team this good since they faced Louisville back on December 15th. And they showed well in parts of that game before Louisville kind of took over down the stretch. But this is something they have to be ready. They went into Xavier in late February on a non-conference game and just played horrible in the first half. If they play that way, if they open up that way in this game against St. Mary's, they will lose this game.
And, of course, 3 of St. Mary's 6 losses came against top-rated Gonzaga.
Right. And that, I think, had a role to play in the game against Middle Tennessee. They were more battle-tested. They were more ready for, we talk about the stage and we talk about being able to play your game under the pressure. And I think the St. Mary's proved that they can do that. And that's going to be, up to Memphis to see. Middle Tennessee coach Kermit Davis talked at halftime in his on-court interview that St. Mary's was more physical and they weren't ready for it. And I think that's something that Memphis has to be ready. We talk about Matthew Dellavedova and how good he is, and he is a great, great point guard. But he's not the only thing that St. Mary's has. They're going to go down and they're going to bang. They're going to try to score points in the paint, and Memphis has to be ready for that physical style.
It sounds to me, Ryan, a little bit like you're leaning towards St. Mary's for the upset.
I think I am. I kind of talked myself into this after watching a little bit more film on Matthew Dellavedova and just the way he plays. I think we look at players that are capable of carrying their team to a couple of victories, and I think you look at Dellavedova, he is that player. I look at Memphis, and I haven't seen great games out of the Tigers against good opponents, and I think I am leaning towards St. Mary's to win this game.
All right, Ryan Fagan, thanks a lot. I'm Stephen Levine in the Sporting News studio, and thanks a lot to UPS and the Team Performance Index for sponsoring our matchup previews.